Hey guys, pretty wild FOMOC day today. Just a straight push up. Pretty impressive, honestly. So, where does that leave us? Well, we have officially touched the highest price action we have touched since August 26th, which was Jackson Hole. And this was also the second highest close since that August, which was only other highest close was the day before September CPI. We also officially broke through the key 410.4 resistance that was established back in December CPI, and we are now about $4.07 away from the bull market line. It's just pretty incredible. The biggest thing I'm seeing here is the fact that I believe the market's overreacted. I understand why the markets want to be bullish here, but nothing Jay Powell really said is that bullish. I'm just going to cover a couple quick things here. He was very clear that ongoing increases in the target range will be appropriate, and he also said numerous different times that a couple more rate hikes is likely, and that they are not ready to start pausing or even think about pausing and then restarting rate hikes. That means Jay Powell is going to stay with rate hikes until he knows for sure that inflation has peaked and that they have won. And he was very clear that they have not found victory yet. He said that he is happy the market thinks inflation is coming down, but he still thinks everything is very premature, and he has not seen from the labor market what he needs and wants to see yet. The other interesting thing is that the Fed swaps is now pricing in 50 basis points of rate cuts by year end. That's crazy. So, the algos obviously picked up on the bullish narrative and ripped on that. Now, historically speaking, this has happened numerous on FOMOCs where we get a very large rip on up and then the next day we give it all back. Actually, if you look at all of the previous FOMOC meetings from 2022, besides one of them, which was the July 27th or 26th meeting, they all opened red the next day. And they are all averaging about a 0.92% red open. The last two meetings are averaging a 1% and a 1.3% red opening. I would be very surprised to not see most of this given back up tomorrow. I actually would not be surprised to see us open somewhere right down here around this 406 area. We have a very, very large 406.5 to really 410.8 area that is unexplored. We touched it here once, but I look at volatility intraday and there is no new levels that have been established in this whole area right here. So that tells me we are going to come back down at some point. Key things to look here is this blue bull channel has been broken, so we are no longer able to even watch that. So we are only in this pretty incredible black bull channel right here. You can see has pretty strong resistance. It does show upside that we could be heading up into the 420s though. The 417.7 bear market bull market entering line is right here at 417.74. We're getting very close to that. It will be very interesting to see what happens tomorrow. If the bulls can keep up this narrative and they can actually continue to push, then we might be looking to push through that $4 gap that we have to get there tomorrow and maybe even touch the 419.5 resistance that dates back to the August peak here. Going over to futures, we have the same thing here. We have this really nice blue bull channel that we were in that we have officially broken out of. And now we're just kind of left in this goofy black bear channel. You can see we got three nice resistance touches right there. One thing to note from futures that differs from SPY just because of the 24/6 price action is that we did not get through the December peak, which was 41.80, just because that happened pre-market, but it did not happen on SPY. But we are looking here to close over 41.30. This 41.40 area, which is, I'm going to adjust my line to make sure it's 41.40 here, which is that key level that dates back to September CPI's resistance. So if we're looking like we're going to try to close right at it, just over it here. Same thing here though. We have a very large untouched area from 40.95 all the way back up here to this 40.40 level, or sorry, 41.40 level. However, we did confirm the daily 8 EMA again today. So really, it'll be interesting to see what the markets do tomorrow. Taking a look at Tesla here, same thing. I mentioned that if we were to break out, we really could be looking at this 185.3 to 197.2 area. We are touching the daily 100 EMA, hard rejected it, and then did sell off, and we closed below this 181.5 level. So there is potential this is the top for Tesla with this daily 100 EMA rejection. We could see a small retrace tomorrow, but I'll be interested to see what Tesla does tomorrow too. In my opinion, if this is the top and we get a big market-wide sell-off, Tesla is going to come down and gap fill here. However, if this was not the top and we are actually going push through, then we're going to end up being right here at 197.2 before we see any more downside. It's very just impressive to say the least what these markets are doing right now. So taking a look at the VIX here, we're going to scroll all the way out. Let me see, don't want to go too far here. So we closed at 17.86. This is the lowest close since right here on January 12th of 2022, which was 17.61. Lowest close we have had. One of the biggest things here that I am watching is this falling wedge right here. We are now near resistance of this falling wedge, which should result in a retrace up. And if you see the last 2 times we have been below 18.4 on the price or 18.35 in the price action, we have had a pretty large recoil the next day. I will be looking for that on SPY tomorrow to see that, or VIX tomorrow for a large recoil, and SPY to see some downside. You can see a similar pattern here. We had this large sell-off and then we're met immediately with a big pop. It'll be very interesting to see what happens tomorrow. That is for sure. I'm very, very curious what markets are going to bring. Overall, looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin did break its trend line too. It's still riding its daily 8 EMA, and it's still rejecting 23.7K resistance right here. I personally I just don't think it's a good idea to be going long on calls up here. We do have a road to 427.5, but I am not sure we're going to get there. Tomorrow and Thursday and Friday, tomorrow and Friday, will be very telling about what the next 2 or 3 weeks are going to bring in the markets. If we keep up this momentum, then I do think we're going to end up here. If we were to give it all back up tomorrow, and especially if we close under 408.9 on Friday, then I do think this was the top. All right, hope you guys had a good day today, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and like to stay updated. Drop a comment if you have any questions. This is the permanent Discord link. Sometimes that does not work for whatever reason. Just go ahead and drop a comment, send me a message, and I will get you an updated link so you can get to the Discord. Some of the advantages of the Discord is I do a pre-market update with key support and resistance levels every day. And also throughout the day, I do live intraday commentary on SPY and the general market. And I also do live intraday buy and sell alerts. You can follow me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok as SPY Optionaire, and on Reddit as Daddy Dersh.